What if you could take the biggest risk out of starting a company? Well, that's what we're breaking down today. We're going to look at a system called Say, which is designed to do just that, to turn all that guesswork into actual evidence before you bet the farm on a new idea.
Okay, let's just jump right into the big problem. The founder's journey is notoriously tough, right? But the reason so many fail isn't usually about a lack of passion or skill. It's more of a structural issue. Founders get isolated, they fall in love with their own idea, and they burn months, sometimes years, building something that, in the end, nobody actually wants.
And that leads us to the million-dollar question, the one that keeps every entrepreneur staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. How in the world do you know your idea is the right one before you pour all your time, your money, and your sanity into building it? Let's take a look at one potential answer to that exact question.
So to really get why a system like this is needed, we first have to zoom in on the problem itself. Let's break down what this founder's uncertainty actually feels like when you're in the trenches.
Sound familiar? This is the classic trap. You've got an idea, but you have no map, no compass. So what do? You start building just to feel like you're making progress. But you're basically working in a vacuum, completely alone. Without a clear process or any real support, every single step is just a guess. And this is the spiral that sinks so many great ideas. All right, so in response to all that chaos and uncertainty, this system, SAY, was developed. The whole goal is to swap out all that guessing and hoping for a structured process that's built on one thing: collecting hard evidence.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The core of the system is what's called an evidence-gated methodology. Think of it like a video game with levels. You can't get to the next stage, say building the product, until you've gathered enough real-world proof to unlock the gate. It literally forces you to prove your assumptions are right every step of the way.
And this quote just nails the philosophy behind it. In this kind of system, finding out your idea is actually wrong is just as valuable as finding out it's right. Deciding to stop is a win. Why? Because it's a decision based on data, and it saves you from wasting years chasing the wrong thing. Go, pivot, or stop. They're all considered progress.
Okay, so what does this whole journey actually look like? How does it work in practice? Let's walk through the process, step by step.
So here it is, and the order here is so important it's not random at all. Look at the beginning: orientation, truth, offer. This is all about proving the problem is real before a single line of code gets written. You have to show that the pain point exists and that people would actually commit to a solution. Only then do you get to scope and build, where you figure out the absolute smallest thing you can create to get a real signal from the market. After that, you measure actual usage in the signal stage. And notice what's dead last: formation and ready. Setting up the company, talking to investors. That stuff only happens after you've proven the business has a pulse. You have to earn your way to the next step. And this right here, this is the golden rule of the entire system. Progress isn't measured by how many hours you work or how much code you write. You only move forward when you produce cold, hard evidence. Progress is tied to what you learn, not just how hard you try.
Now we get to what might be the most hands-on part of this entire system. Say isn't just a course or a bunch of advice. A huge part of what they do is they actually design and build the minimum viable product for the founder.
But it's so important to understand what this MVP is and what it isn't. Think of it like a paper airplane, not a battle tank. The goal isn't to build a beautiful, finished product. It's a sharp, focused tool designed for one thing: to answer a specific question and test a core idea as fast as possible. The real magic is knowing what to leave out. And these are the rules that make that speed possible. The timeline is super tight, just 2 to 6 weeks. The scope is just ruthless. One problem for one type of user with one main task. The goal is speed and learning, so you use the simplest, fastest tools for the job. And this is key. Once it's built, it's yours. The founder takes it over and runs with it.
Okay, so they help you validate the idea, they build your MVP, but how does the actual partnership work? Let's take a look at the deal structure.
It's really straightforward. For every founder who's accepted, Say takes a 10% equity stake in the company that eventually gets formed. And the thinking behind it is simple. It aligns everybody's incentives. Say only wins if the founder wins by building something real and valuable. Now, besides the equity, there are cash fees, but they're set up in these tiers. And what's really cool here is that a founder can start out on the Validate tier for free. This lets you test the waters with your idea with any financial risk. Only if the idea shows promise do you upgrade to the Build or Launch tiers to get that MVP made and the company set up. I love this slide.
It's a perfect gut check. This system is definitely for a specific kind of founder. It's for someone who is serious, who is disciplined, and who is totally open to hearing that their brilliant idea might be wrong. It's definitely not for people who just want a pat on the back or who want to just keep building features forever without making the tough calls.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful idea of this whole model. In this world, success isn't just about launching a company. Success is defined as one of two things. Either you build the right thing or you stop early. Both are wins.
And at Philosophy, it extends all the way to investors. Getting access to Say's investor network isn't something you're promised on day one. It's not a demo day you just show up to. Access is a key you unlock only after you've done the hard work. Once your MVP is live, real users are engaging with it, and your fundamentals are solid, then the door opens. You earn that access through progress.
So in the end, this entire system really boils down to this one powerful question for you. It forces a founder to decide what they actually value more, the dream of their current idea or the cold, hard truth about whether it actually deserves to exist. It's a choice between just hoping you're right and gathering the evidence to know for sure.